4 new Vault Hunters are set to make their mark on Kairos in Borderlands 4. And after a frame-by-frame analysis, I've uncovered some fascinating details about them. And today we're taking a deep dive into everything we know about the Assassin. Well, at least that is what everyone has been calling this Vault Hunter, and I will continue to do so until Gearbox Software does a proper reveal with their upcoming exclusive State of Play event. So, this first Vault Hunter is wearing a mechanical exoskeleton, which is going to enhance his abilities. And if I were him, I would also be wearing one, because with all those mechanical psychos out there, which we have seen in the reveal trailers, you're going to need every advantage you can get to overpower them. Initially, I wasn't that excited about this character, as we saw him perform this jump attack while wielding 2 energy blades. Therefore, I thought he was going to be a melee character, and it's just not for me, as this playstyle doesn't work for me in a gun game. However, after Gearbox Software showcased the release date trailer, things changed. But before I'm going to talk about that, let's discuss those energy blades. The jump attack seems like an action skill similar to what we have seen in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, where the Berserker can perform a leaping attack. However, the Borderlands 4 Assassin performs this agile move with more grace. And while it looks cool and all, I think there is more to it. Because the press releases by 2K Games talked about this free-form combat. And if you watch the Borderlands 3 behind the scenes content, you might remember that Gearbox Software was experimenting with an action skill for Amara that allowed her to chain multiple melee attacks, enabling you to create your own combos. What if this is one of those ideas that they are bringing back? Because remember, during the Borderlands 4 developer presentation, they said they were putting things back on the board again that didn't make it into Borderlands 3.
And we start putting things on the board.
And putting things back on the board. Our ambition is always greater than our time allowed. And so as much as it's about continuing Borderlands as it exists, there's lots of things that don't make it. And we kind of want to throw those back on the boards to kind of re-examine like that idea that we didn't have time for, how could we bring that to the forefront and actually invest in it? So we've got some great stuff that we've thought about for years at this point that we're actually executing this time around and now having the ability to actually do them right.
What if the Assassin could swiftly jump from one enemy to another and fluidly attack them with his energy blades? Well, wouldn't that be a major upgrade to the leaping slam attack? And while we're talking about the energy blades, we have seen enemies with different colored energy blades, which I suspect isn't an aesthetic thing, but they actually deal different elemental damage types. It would be interesting if the Assassin could also attune his blades to the various elemental damage types. And talking about upgrades, in the release date trailer, the Assassin got upgraded to a Gunzerker, as we see him deconstruct a second weapon in his hand. It's currently unknown if we can use any weapon or if it's a specific weapon. It wouldn't surprise me if the blaster works similar to Zane's Mantis Cannon from Borderlands 3. However, you can use the extra weapon for a limited time instead of having multiple charges, and each shot has a cooldown. Gearbox moving to a specific weapon might allow them to control the damage, before we get ourselves another character with crazy gun merging abilities. I'm looking at you, Salvador. We have seen the Assassin guy deconstruct an additional weapon and handle Tedior weapons in the release date trailer. Therefore, I have seen folks point out that he might be a Tedior soldier. But I'm not getting that aesthetic if you compare him with the Tedior soldiers in New Tales from the Borderlands. Then Joltdude made a video saying this character might have an ability that allows him to double the number of projectiles. And while it's an interesting theory and not uncommon for a character to add additional projectiles, I think a few of his evidence points don't show the assassin dude performing those actions. The multiple projectiles coming from the rocket launcher are actually being shot by the Brute Vault Hunter, as you can see his knee at the beginning of the scene. Then I think the Brute is also the one shooting the multiple projectiles and causing the double grenade explosions here, as this part of this arm is most likely his, as the assassin dude would show more of his human arm while holding a gun like that. I do think this Vault Hunter is going to be the character where speed kills. Kinda what Zane did with Borderlands 3, but with a whole different arsenal of gadgets that empowers us to do cool stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and bookmark my website mentalmars.com, because I'll be creating a ton more Borderlands 4 content for you.